You sure you don't want to do Adventure of the Runaway Room again?
Ah!
Literally. Yes? Did you have something to say to me?
Yes, weren't you talking to me?
Oh,
It's like, absolutely.
you want my attention? Inosuke found out about Megilda's death and then passed out immediately afterwards.
Okay, so... Alright. I was getting everything ready, moving some stuff out of the way. This is actually a good OST as well.
Oh yeah, the one in here? Yeah, it's
I really
good.
like it. Alright.
Oh, that is me! So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court?
I was just like, I don't think I was him, but... Oh, well, I don't know.
I was busy.
I mean, I was... Wow!
Yeah, wow sure is right.
Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Sato-san has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. It's like she read his mind. Oh.
The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can.
The most advanced in the world, is it?
It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Oh? Simple?
Simple? Question mark? Hold on.
I'm holding.
Yes, he's also ticking. Look at my armband real quick. Uh-oh.
You want some of your name?
Give me just a second, I'll be right back.
Alright.
Simple? That was simple?
As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. Well, he's right.
I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple.
The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny?
I was just remembering this post I saw on Reddit last night. No. My apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, never mind. Okay. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much is at least an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before.
What's going on? What was he going to say before? I swear to goodness gracious.
Did you hear about Asogi?
No.
Could you perhaps give us some more detail about the new case you mentioned?
Don't tell me. It's a murder, and the trial starts in 10 minutes?
It's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes.
That'd be great.
Don't worry. It's nothing so alarming or so quite as urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different.
Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind?
That is to say, no one has died. As yet. And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So tomorrow?
So the trial's tomorrow, then.
Is everything alright?
Oh, yes. I'm just a little confused. That's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I really cut out for being a lawyer.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Miss Gilded's trial. Mamu.
Yes, I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there's currently no one to advocate for the defense. I can't.
I do see that though. Oh,
I was trying to get rid of it.
I know,
There we
I
go.
know.
I was modding.
Yeah.
If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defense unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome.
The most terrible end awaits the defendant.
Yes, that's right.
Here we go again.
Shit. Here we go again.
Ah, shit.
Your time is up. You will not have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There's now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits.
Last time you mentioned the 23 hours, you said there was plenty of time.
Well, now time's running out, okay? And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Stop!
There's something I should like to ask you.
Oh, what's that?
Yesterday, you remarked upon something... that you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr.
Ah!
Asogi.
Ha! More flashbacks!
You got breathe in a paper bag. I would be interested to hear exactly what you mean by that.
Oh.
Inside 34 seconds. That's
Oh,
too...
well, Cosma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh!
Another thing? Continue.
On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. Something
very important I have to do. Don't forget that I'm Kazuma.
Uh-huh.
Something very important? And what exactly would that be?
He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he'd ever... Oh!
You're out of time. Well, thank you for enlightening the discussion.
Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me.
She's like,
Wait a minute! Hold on, you know him that well?
I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand.
hello!
Hey! I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge
Wait,
of
are
the
those
case.
French fries in his hand?
Don't worry about it, right? It's not your business.
Okay.
He'll be able to apprise you of the detail.
How long has he been there?
Long enough for you to not
And are
smell
those
the...
French fries in his hand?
Are those French fries?
Oh, they wouldn't know what French fries are.
No. Actually, those are chips. So, I wish you the... Well, that's it.
I'm sorry, I was too taken aback by the French fries over here.
Mr. French fries himself.
My bad. So there it was.
I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. He was just... It's fine. He was speaking as he was walking away.
Right.
There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean?
I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think?
Yes, you're right.
I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all.
What do you mean? You're just gonna stand over there? Okay.
You aren't gonna walk up to me? Just look at all the not...
Hello?
Ryunosuke! Just look at all the naughty books packed together on those shelves. They go from floor to ceiling.
And they're all books that you could hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream.
Yes, a very bad dream. Oh,
You don't like to read?
They're not all about British law either. They're books about the judicial system of our Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland.
what about Russia?
Why do you ask?
I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? What? I thought we had this... how to say it, I suppose, I guess. But, I mean, Sholmes did, but...
I think
He
perhaps
didn't. I don't think he said it, though.
a thought best abandoned.
She's right. We don't need to reminisce on...
Well, you definitely didn't click on him, but you clicked on the
I sure did not... Oh my god, literally! How? Are you kidding me? Wait,
He
is that like French fries or a crepe or what?
Those are his chips.
Could we trouble you? Do you want to voice this man?
I just wanted to watch him eat. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, I'm doing it now.
Well, lovely weather, isn't it?
What's the weather got to do with anything? Listen to me, you young Japanese upstart.
Oh, wait, this song.
I'm telling you, this song I was waiting for you to hear. It's so good.
Oh, this song.
Mr. Detective, you sure are popping off today. Oh, Lord.
Slay.
So frippery about the weather doesn't get every English jet eaten out of your head, you know.
But Sato told me it was foil-proof. Oh my god!
I'm a busy man, a very busy man. Oh, he eating.
Why is he a pigeon? This Liz a literal pigeon.
He's happy. There's a crime scene to investigate. I'm here having a...
I like how he just gets it to respawn back into the paper each time.
Right? He just pops it out.
Oh. I'm ever so sorry.
Can you imagine what the officers will be saying? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. And all because of some bumpkin who's here on a jump from a country I never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's a reputation at the yard going to tatters.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Sight.
There's no need to rip us apart as well.
I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant,
Eh?
It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it?
Hello?
What? Wait, I'm really confused what's happening.
It is unseasonably fine, I grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine.
As soon as he saw like a woman, he's just like, oh.
It's nice to her.
Unbelievable. How did she pull that off?
So, Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. My name's Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from the Scotland Yard.
Gregson? Inspector Gregson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? Doesn't this detective's name mean something to her? Or does it?
Inspector, Are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson?
You're acting like you know this man, Miss Susato, but he's a London detective.
Oh, I do know him. Very well, in fact.
Very well?
Yes, he features, promptly in the adventures of, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Rants magazine? Rants?
That's
Rants
right.
in magazine?
Inspector Greg, and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry.
Really? You rival with the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time.
Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praise. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of all the Scotland Yards. Those were his own words.
Doesn't sound like a compliment.
That's his highest praise?
Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see.
That he is not. Thanks to that magazine, my name's known through all over London town now.
That's great, isn't it?
I have to admit, to start with, I was a little flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof.
Oh, that's wonderful.
No, it is not! There's nothing more sinister than a man on the street! People are always looking at me now. They're whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure.
Rumors?
Are you quite sure?
He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone to his head. Stuff like that. Why is he trauma dumping on us?
Do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you?
Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. But I know what folk are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying. As sure as eggs is eggs. Eggs is eggs.
Eggs is eggs.
Eggs is eggs.
I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work.
Oh dear. Perhaps sudden rise to fame does change people.
Anyway, so about the case.
So, about the case that the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before.
Nothing to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simple.
Oh dear. That's probably means that as far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated.
I wish you were wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right.
The young woman was walking around the pavement on Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital unconscious.
That's despicable! What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind?
I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Susato takedown, would you?
That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo.
Brace yourself, Ryunosuke. You've angered her now.
Why did you have to say that?
Why did you say that?
Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest.
So, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit?
Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question?
Let me stop you right there. You're wasting your time on this one.
Sorry?
There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now.
Why ever not?
Simple. The prosecutor's been assigned to this trial tomorrow. It's Lord Barock Van Zeeks. He came to see us again?
No!
That is so sweet of him.
No.
No! Sounds like you heard of him then.
Well.
We've had our
Oh
experiences.
yes, we're very familiar with Lord Van Zeeks.
I've seen his hole before.
Believed to be the Howlbringer of death itself.
The Reaper of the Bailey.
The Reaper of the Bailey, there he is.
There he is. Lord,
Not Barack.
No, Barock.
Obama.
Lord Barock Van Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday.
Mr. McGilded told us about him before the trial, didn't he?
Oh. When Van Zeeks stood for the prosecution, they called the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused have been damned.
He's kind of bad, though, you know?
This Reaper of the Bailey nickname. I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty. Is that it?
Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty.
And what of it?
Rude!
Well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
Stuffs it back in his pocket. What happened to the bloke at the end, eh? He's dead. Well, Magnus McGilded came a crop in the omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you?
What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zeeks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles, he works magic. Black magic. I'd have a good long think about that if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that?
Right, well, I feel you didn't as requested and I'm very nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road, you said, didn't you? Where the incident took place?
That's correct, ma'am, and if you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself.
You've branded him a criminal already?
Yep. He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. He'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer, he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Oh, bye.
So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say.
Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage, too.
But if the man they've arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And if for one wouldn't find the sight of that funny. Well, sorry. I, for one, find it.
So,
If I'm honest,
I, for
I'm
one, will
still
find it
reeling
funny.
for the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm not sure if I'd be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help?
No.
did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant.
Thank you. So then, shall we?
Yes! Let's go!
So
This
excited.
is my favorite OST. It's like the investigation one.
Mm-hmm.
I love it!
Oh,
Time
snap.
to go to prison.
Do we go to Can we?
Just go to prison first.
All
I think they'll be like, we have to go to prison, I guess, before you can do this.
Hmm.
I think. I don't know. Just in case. I mean, she did say, let's go see him, so.
She did, and then they mentioned Briar Road, but yeah. So, these are British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. It feels like a dungeon.
Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, she's gonna cry.
Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse.
Apparently, our client is in the cell here, but it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Uh-oh.
Inmate 52, your legal representative is here to see you! That's it. Stop right into the back of the cell and show your face at once!
Am I a cat? Yeah, with no name. Hello? Calling me a number is utterly, unbelievably, unjustly
This guy says a lot
unreasonable.
of words.
I refuse to. I refuse to answer. Depending on what he looks like,
says-
you could have it.
Okay. If he ugly, I don't want him.
Mr. Haru, what? What do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That triad of compliments wasn't Japanese.
Complaints.
Sorry, complaints.
There he is.
I've seen him around. Oh, his eyes. I don't even know what voice to give him. Excuse me, but who... Do you want to be this man?
Oh, you don't want to be him? Is it because he's ugly?
No, it's not because he's ugly. I was just like, I was already voicing two different characters. Already.
I see. Okay.
Excuse me.
Well. You'll just be me. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening, even now. I can sense it.
This man's like, he's kind of crazy.
Kinda, yeah.
72
72 undiagnosed mental illnesses.
Right. So, could I...
There you are. You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost.
Okay, alright. A ghost?
I like when he fixes his little mustache.
I do too. Look at Susato.
Mr. Naruhodo, I
You
think it's
mean
crazy.
you no harm, prisoner-san? Are you
Prisoner-san!
Isn't this,
Japanese by any chance?
Oh. He's like, I'm just gonna...
Oh, I see. This is... beyond my wildest dreams.
What is happening?
I'm telling you, Becky, 72 undiagnosed mental illnesses. That's just it.
Oh my goodness.
Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all.
Imagine it!
Oh my god, his facial expressions.
He's quirky. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, in a frightful fix in a foreign land.
Oh my god.
So, hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in this damp, dark hellhole was most monumentally moving moments!
Oh my goodness. Who would have guessed that the new client Lord Strongheart assigned us to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese?
What compassion my fellow countrymen show. To dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nippon!
What is he?
He's just like this.
A first-class...
Oh, it's not her. But I thought it was her because like, she reacted. A first-class lawyer? Oh dear. I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here.
I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happening? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example?
Yes, I can. I will. Chat, stay sullen and silent.
Dun dun.
I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy.
Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be.
Well,
thank you for your cooperation. I'm a lawyer, as you said. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
And I am Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Sato Mikotoba.
I am a visiting student sent here by our government.
Ah, yes, me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Notably, notoriously named Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Wait, Becky, before you press A. Before you press X. Look at this picture.
Oh!
That's Soseki Natsume.
Oh!
That's the guy.
That's just him!
Yeah, that's him.
Interesting, I like it. I like that.
I had to wait till he did the pose so I can do that.
I like how they just used that pose that's like literally in his picture. I love it.
Literally, Natsume Soseki.
Ah!
I like his theme, by the way.
It is cute. Soseki Natsume-san. What an unusual name.
Soseki. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku.
Oh, see, he talks in haikus.
Yeah, he do be saying some words. It's something of a nom de plume.
Nom de plume? You mean an alias?
That's right, Naruhodo-san.
Oh.
No! Don't be so prosaic! It's much more refined than that!
And haiku? It really reminds me of home. I mean...
Yeah? Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over by the government?
I'm like, oh, same hat!
Yes, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this, it's beyond the pale.
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here?
No! I mean, I've had interest in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh.
But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No! He's right, and he should say it.
What do you mean?
If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language.
Oh boy. I understand his woe. I understand his woes.
Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable.
I see.
Only the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank page and a piece of paper. Wise words on whitewashy.
Okay.
You must be a man of great understanding.
Oh yes, so I'm often told.
And often like to be told, it seems. What a character. What a man.
What a guy, huh? What a guy.
What a guy, for real. Could you, perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
I didn't do it! I didn't commit that atrocious murder!
Murder?
Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she?
Wait, that's really sus, man.
But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes!
Before your eyes? You mean
you saw the attacker?
Hold on, Susato, it's me!
Hold on.
I didn't see anyone.
What?
If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here?
Oh dear, it seems that this case is becoming rather complicated.
Oh yeah.
Of course. Why me? Why me? When did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? Soseki has this always happens to me attitude, and I can dig it, because same. It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient.
So Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker.
It's vital that we find out more about the case.
It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I had been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings.
Sure. The bookshop wasn't a curse. Or, yeah, a curse too?
Give him a second, he might say it. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her...
Wait, why?
Oh!
Oh my god!
Then she got laid out.
Oh my god.
I laughed so hard when I first saw this smile, I was like, oh no!
Oh my
Where
god.
she just lied down, it's so sad. She suddenly let her little scream and collapsed under the cold hard slabs of stone at my feet. Oh, she's shaking now.
How terrible!
I called up to the room, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard.
Slight exaggeration there, perhaps? The way she's over just got...
I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to my accursed
I ran so far away.
I ran so far and got so far.
No.
That's not the song.
That's not good.
That's pretty sus.
That's pretty messed up.
Honestly, bro, kinda cringe. They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that.
Tell me, Suseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous! Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English? And a young woman at that? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people.
I feel it.
He gets it.
I feel it! I understand. I see. A young woman unknown to Soseki-san? And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
Oh no! Oh great. Or not, no, it said not one, but I said, oh no.
Oh no.
So, the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time? That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it?
What conundrum? Oh god.
Are you an idiot, or like, are you just pretending? Are you kidding?
We have to address the conundrum.
What's so weird about that? I don't get it. Like,
what do you mean, Susato-san? What's the conundrum?
Well, if what Soseki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim, and that there was no one else at the scene, that he apparently fled without having been seen.
I did!
But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit.
Ryunosuke, do you not... Oh, you gave me the loudest character.
He is pretty loud.
What did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Oops. Perhaps I thought that was a little loudly.
Ryunosuke, I bet Ryunosuke thinks, but he just
me.
speaks out loud, you know?
What I was thinking was, how did Suseki-san actually come to be arrested?
Yeah, that Ryunosuke, like...
He still doesn't get it.
Sorry?
He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So, how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place?
Oh yes! She's right.
Jesus. What do you have to say, Soseki-san? It was him.
Who is him?
Oh! Great detective! He led the police to me! Of all the bad luck!
Oh my god. Cursed great detective? Could it be?
You know it is, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I shall never forget that man's name as long as I live. With his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed busybody, be gone!
There he is.
Cursed until the end of your days.
Uh-oh.
Sherlock Sholmes.
I like how they say her, like her lock.
They just, I don't know, they just assume that it's not. I love how they just make fun of it pretty much. Freaking...
I knew it! This theme, I just cannot.
Mr. Sholmes?
Every time I think about that video.
Trying to ask about Sherlock Sholmes.
Why
it is?
Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure.
It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst in through the door. They started shouting at me! This is the police! Put the weapon down! Yes, it was a thin sliver, and yes, it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon! Disgusting dietary discrimination devils! Let's not talk about
You
cheese.
clearly
Was it
had a trying morning yesterday.
And there he was in the middle of the policeman, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Hairlock Sholmes!
It's actually just Hairlock Sholmes. He's English.
I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. He doesn't care.
Yes, the great detective is really very well known.
And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. He thinks I'm the knife-wielding madman! Me? This weak, stooped kitten of a man!
I wonder what great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time.
Do you
He
mean
said
to
big
say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable.
I mean...
Have you seen him in action? Well, the thing is...
Oh boy.
I was thrown into a panic when they barged their way in.
Do you hold them at knife point?
Get away.
Of course you
I'll
were.
stab you.
That's only natural.
I was terrified and trembling. They kept throwing question after question after question at me in impossible English. Friedish, foreign flim-flammery. Yeah?
Well, you are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English.
Good point, but my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. Yeah? The next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and the
Manacles?
in here.
Manacles?
Manacles.
Manacles?
Oh dear. I'm afraid that's hardly surprising.
I'm fine. He's not fine now.
Mirunosuke, you don't get it, alright? You don't live the way he does. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
Oh.
Me?
Oh. You can just call me Rino. Alright, Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple Mr. is more than enough.
Oh, yes, alright, yes, they've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. Oh, I hear you, brother.
Hiya, Hickey.
But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow.
I'll think about it.
You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you?
Well,
Why? Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me?
Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself. I'm on a study tour.
A student?
I have defended a case in the Old Bailey. Only the one, though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice is in this country even means. All this music.
Oh, Naruhodo-san.
I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of... Oh, what is that word? Locum.
I think it's locum? Or locum?
I'm sort of lonesome.
Hold on. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Locum!
If only Cosmo were still here. Locum. Ikabokum. Hold on, let me see.
Ikabokum.
Locum. I'm a sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose.
Ah!
Locum.
But that armband! That's the mark of a defense lawyer from our great empire!
Yeah, and
Yeah, well,
it's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend.
Actually, Ryunosuke, Kazuma called you just a friend in the trailer, so I am really that's not true. A keepsake. I know exactly what they're saying about me.
Oh, you just like dismissed that I was talking about my dead friend.
Here.
Oh, who do you mean?
The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me.
Goodness, why? Why do you say that?
For the same reason as you noted before. When it happened, there was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit.
It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san.
And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a poor nobody to them. Someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before, in my earshot without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said. And of course the foreigner did it. They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway.
That's awful.
That's how it is, baby!
That's how it is.
They're wrong! I study more English than half the policemen out there on the streets! I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with strange accent. They all hate me! So, at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You can do it, couldn't you?
Well,
when I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. You believe me?
Soseki-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can for the time being.
What do you mean?
We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, thank you! I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
And we should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for.
Bye. Oh, wait, do you want to show him your, you know... Whip it out and show
Dang
him?
it!
Yes! The symbol of one of my great
My friend's
empire's
dead.
first-rate lawyers! If you read the inside, it's the name of my friend who died on a ship.
Ah!
Which means, of course, you'll stand by my side. You'll defend me.
Oh, no, sorry. That wasn't why I was showing it to you.
Then why else would you show me that?
Oops. In hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea.
Ryunosuke just goes out whipping it out, showing everybody, not knowing the consequences. Anyway, Soseki-san,
I gotta go, Soseki.
I gotta go. You scared me, actually. You're scaring me, right?
Oh, it's cold outside.
Oh. Chilly!
Oh, that bike messed up. Oh.
I can ride it.
Oh.
Snowman!
Snowman! So, this is where it happened. Briar Road.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo! Well, look. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak.
That is their job, you know.
But Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, but I never dreamt I'd ever come this close to a real Bobby's helmet.
What? The helmet?
Yeah, the helmet.
Of course. I have to try one on one day.
Well, I hope your Hattie dream comes true. That's a good... Oh.
There he is. Why are you shaking your head already? Oh, man. What's the Japanese delegation doing here?
Oh, Inspector Gregson.
His theme, though.
His theme? I don't know what. They had to make a box.
Slaps!
So, like, we're gonna make a detective that only eats fish and chips. What kind of song should we go with? And they just straight fire.
Hex, yeah.
Just keep doing it. This isn't on the tourist trail, I'm fairly sure you're well aware.
Yes, of course. We're here to investigate.
So you've been to the holding cells then? What'd you make of the criminal?
He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect.
We'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. Yeah. Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion.
Stone cold air of rejection.
Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone cold air.
That makes it worse somehow. I like how she's just reading his mind, like...
I'm telling you, I feel like Ryunosuke will just, like, say things. Like, he thinks he says it in his mind, but he just says it out loud. Like, just mindlessly, he'll be like,
right.
Oh, I thought that. Seems that kind of guy.
Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, I've been fascinated by the place.
The Yard is the most sophisticated police and organization you'll find anywhere in the world, man.
Oh, and you know, I've always dreamt of wearing a real Bobby's helmet.
Let her wear the Bobby helmet.
It does make them look the part, seeing the policeman there with their helmet on. You certainly get the sense that this is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city.
Oh, yes, doesn't he look wonderful?
Being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you.
Oh, really?
First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes around and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work.
What? He wakes people up?
Yup. Raps on the windows with a long pole. Did it myself going back a bit.
I had no idea.
Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance.
I can't really imagine how far this is, but it sounds like a long way. Here we go.
Let me see.
It's about
20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama.
On foot? That's definitely taking things to a step too far. Oh my god.
And when it gets dark, of course, he has the important job of lighting all the street lamps.
Oh my.
And I suppose in between all of those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well?
And chase after criminals trying to evade the law.
I'm not sure you could call it in between exactly, more alongside, but yes. Expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men killing over from time to time, I admit.
I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish the dream to you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. It's so funny.
God.
No, oh my god.
about the keys.
Bum bum! Bum bum!
It happened around 5 in the evening 2 days ago, just there on the open bit of paper. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind.
Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's been treated in hospital. Oh,
I never said she was a lady. What do you mean by that?
Okay.
Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't find out much about her at all. Go back to the lady part.
I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course.
Here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want.
Really? Are you sure?
It's the odd policy to give lawyers, defendant, suspects the odd bit of information to go on.
I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still.
Thank you, Inspector. We greatly accept.
Gratefully. Accept.
Gratefully.
Gratefully. Local area found.
Anyway. As far as we know, there's no one else on the scene other than the victim and no fellow countrymen. So, who did it, do you think? Not much of a head-scratcher, is it?
Well, I mean, like, y'all are so quick to just be like, snap.
It was obviously him. It could have been that light pole. Maybe it was the snowman. Do you ever think of that?
Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also I'm about to, like, burp, but also, like, hiccup. Also, claiming not to have seen anyone else around,
But just because he didn't see anyone, it doesn't mean he can be sure that nobody else was present.
No.
I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure.
Well, you know what?
Why are you so sure? Because, ma'am. The precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. Oh, the precise moment, huh? Huh? Is that it? The precise moment?
What?
We have two very reliable witnesses, no less. Oh, witnesses? You saw the precise moment of the stabbing? The exact moment that it happened? Okay. It was your typical 4v London day, and your client obviously didn't see them.
There were witnesses now? Like, what?
There's witnesses now.
Oh my god. Okay, there's witnesses now. Who are these witnesses, Inspector?
A fellow and his wife, and a man's one of the most reliable and respected citizens in all of London. Oh, is it? It's very offensive. He's a copper from the Scotland Yard. Okay.
Yes.
That's all she said, just like the judge.
I know. A policeman. That might change things.
And this policeman just happened to be there at the exact moment the woman was attacked?
He saw the precise mode of the stabbing. Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a ball, we catching and banging the act and all that. Can somebody translate that?
What
does that mean?
So?
Oh, Gregson, you're so
do you
perky.
think it might be possible for us
think
to
it's
ask
possible
that
to
policeman a
translate
few questions? Yeah, I was like waiting for if he said that.
You might guess you can ask him what you like in court tomorrow.
Oh, thanks. Oh.
You think you're so funny? You think you're so funny?
You guys think
I
you're
have
so
no
cool.
doubt you'll be summoned as a witness. So, that'll give you something to look forward to. I bet he's thinking the whole day he's thinking about that comeback.
That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems.
The policeman witnessed the incident. As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make our job very difficult indeed.
Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Why is he so sassy with her?
He's really good. He's just a talk back mood today.
Yes, one more thing, Inspector.
What?
The person who led you to the suspect. I heard that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
What are you bringing him up for?
Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. Oh my god, his trigger word. I'm not even asking about tomorrow's Mr. Sholmes.
What's wrong?
Oh, it got quiet.
Babe, is something the matter? You haven't touched your chip and fish today. Hold on, I gotta charge my phone. Who did you hear that name from? Wait, didn't he...
Oh, well,
Wait, hold on a minute. Didn't he...
he
literally,
did...
Susato talked about him.
Yeah, I don't... That's, like, kind of contradictory, but okay.
I guess the fact that he's involved with the case is what surprises him more than that. Probably, but the way he worded it is kind of weird.
He said that Mr. Sholmes was with the police when they entered the lodgings. I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions.
Fiddle faddle.
That man's like,
Hey! That man's an amateur, and I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. Why is everyone voicing yelling today? Can I get somebody who just whispers?
Right. It's like, hey!
Hey. Thank you for sex.
I know he said oh, but like, literally, it's just like freaking Susato being like, ah! Ah!
Or the judges,
Yeah, this is like, alright, okay.
I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime.
Okay.
Wanders around spouting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case!
I mean, that's just him.
That's what a detective does.
Oh snap, my finger!
Yes, he's quite astounding, isn't he?
Oh,
That's what he said.
he is a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he?
Gibble gabble! Ever seen this before? Yeah, Susato sure did just talk about it right in front of
literally
you.
have brought this up. We talked about this book. We were like, hey, you were in this book with him. And then, like, he got a little quiet. And it's like we haven't had this conversation before. Oh,
just didn't want to talk about it at the time.
Rant's magazine.
The wonderful publication in which the adventures of Herlock Sholmes appears.
Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees it fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in his stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery out of all of us. If you ask anyone at the Yard, it's a misadventure to be including any Herlock Sholmes tale at all. Why are you so mad, baby?
Well, I suppose there is an element of that.
We work our socks off, every last one of us, only to be fronted by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals.
That can't really be true, can it, Inspector?
Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship.
Anyway, about the trial tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, he went off a little bit, but...
He did pop off. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you gonna defend him or not?
I mean... Well,
Makes no difference to me, but I'll just say this. No London lawyer with his salt will touch that case with a large pole. Barge pole, I mean.
because the prosecution is being held by the Reaper of the Bailey, you mean?
There's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange, though.
Sorry?
The Reaper, he hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now.
Yeah, I know. He's been, what, 5?
Yeah, I was about to say 5 till he said few. Like, alright, never mind.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Time to not read my line.
Yes, you did hear something of that effect. Did you not read that?
I did. Don't you remember? I literally did.
But I thought, okay, when I went to the next thing, you're like, I didn't read my line. I'm like, but I thought I just heard you read it.
Because I said, let me not do my line then, pretty much. I meant that
okay.
as in, like, I was gonna say 5, then I saw he said few, so I just
Gotcha.
said few. the old mind blank. And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum, the master criminals, the violent ones.
Master
So Seki-san
criminals.
isn't a violent criminal.
The violent ones?
That's right. He handpicks his victims, only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. Well, maybe he just wanted to see me again, huh? Or maybe he wanted to
But
look
Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely.
Listen, he just wants to prosecute Soseki-san because he's Japanese. Alright, there, I said it. I'm not gonna say that the man's racist, but he literally is, so... That's just a point, sunshine. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So, this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase.
Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it?
I mean... somebody of a different country stabbing somebody from your own country is kind of
well.
at least back in these days, it'd be kind of a huge thing. You know. No, there's gotta be more to it. Some reason he's taking an interest, or he just wants to see you again, which is completely can of worms.
Really? What sort of reason, Inspector?
You think I could tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? Don't call him that.
He's the Lord of Darkness.
Say, fellas, did somebody say the Door of Darkness?
Into the Door of Darkness.
That's it. Not gonna do it again. He'll have to ask himself at tomorrow's trial.
Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it? Yes, we're gonna have to fight the Kingdom Hearts!
Oh my gosh. I'll never let you take Susato's heart!
Soseki!
Soseki-san's heart?
Because he's the one on trial, but I get what you meant by Susato. You're never getting Susato.
I wanted to like have the trio.
Yeah.
Even though Kazuma's not here, he would have been Riku. He would have been
well,
Riku.
You know what? Riku does go missing, but he come back. But he come back. Oh my god! Wait, it all comes together.
When you walk away,
you don't hear me say,
please.
Oh baby.
Oh baby.
Don't go.
Don't go.
If only
Alright, you know what?
Well,
Renosuke's waiting.
I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective.
I don't know, it's kind of weird. He just stood there and started humming. Simple and clean, so it just seems kind of...
Mr. Naruhodo,
can I make a suggestion?
Oh.
You want to go
yes.
back to our lodgings
What
and
is
play
it?
Kingdom Hearts?
Well, it seems to me that we must speak with him about this.
Who's him?
By him, do you mean
Yep,
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, exactly.
Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all of this, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in the case. Are you going to ignore that?
I think
hope not.
Soseki would be like Donald or perhaps Goofy. Just thinking about it still.
I assure you that it's not simply my selfish desire to meet with Mr. Sholmes again.
The trouble is, we have no idea of the man's address even.
The Baker Street!
It's Baker Street. How do you know that?
Doxed him.
It's in the stories, of course.
His IP address.
221B Baker Street. The most famous address in the world.
Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We better try to find our way there before Susato-san gets any more excited and unpredictable.
Hoorah! I'll summon a carriage.
You know, I was forced.
So, we're to have a reunion already with the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
I was forced against my will to learn the address of Mr. Sherlock Holmes because someone made me watch the freaking BBC series.
Oh, huh?
So it was against my will. It was a good series, but golly, it sure was on Tumblr. People sure did like to talk about it back then.
Should I try to look at everything before? I think I should.
Yeah, go ahead. You look at the snowman.
Look at that.
Or the bike.
The bike over here.
Bop, bop.
This man's just standing there ominously. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. Police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in irons.
I think perhaps we're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern.
Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough.
Twice?
Sorry, twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on.
Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's the wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all.
Ugh. That patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred.
Yes, it's very wide open space, isn't it?
That's right. That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. Oh!
Oi, what are you fellas doing here?
Just a bit.
Good spy with that mustache fella from Japan, are you?
Just because he's Japanese and I'm Japanese does not mean that we are in cahoots. Thank you very much. Conspiring?
Come here to destroy evidence, have you?
Oh my lord.
Get out of here before I give you an eye to... Go on.
Well...
Sir, officer, what he said was completely
shoot us away
indecipherable.
like rats.
Yes. We should give him a wide berth, I think?
Berth.
What a disappointing experience.
I literally said that. Who built the snowman?
It was one of them.
What a delightful snowman.
I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. Looks a little creepy though. Oh,
What's so scary about him? He's cute.
yeah, what kind of snowmen are y'all making though?
I wonder.
Oh god!
Oh, it's a scarf, look!
Every time I like... No, it's fine. It was a scarf, yeah. You'd need one if you were out in the freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. Yep.
I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment, too.
We certainly can afford a scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. We're gonna steal?
Well, the person who made the snowman certainly would.
Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't be much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow.
Alright.
Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like this to rush to crime scenes and, cart away criminals.
You're very well informed, aren't you?
It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London.
Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then.
Ryunosuke, hello?
Ryunosuke!
He is being like really sassy with her today. He's had enough.
Dang.
But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it.
What's the point?
Shouldn't it? What? Sorry, wouldn't it?
Still, if it's the only way, help me find a good stone.
Oh my god. No, no, no! I wasn't serious!
She was like,
She's gonna do it. Is that it?
oh, a British bicycle, look! Although, the wheel is so misshapen I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore.
Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. Don't
Need
say
for
breakneck.
speed.
Don't say breakneck now.
Ryunosuke's gonna openly talk about somebody breaking their necks and not even think twice about it. It's either that someone was pushed over and broke their necks on a bud pose. Oh well.
It seems bicycles have been extremely popular in London recently.
There's even a movement to change women's dresses to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Looks to this like great-great-grandchild who's riding a bicycle.
I swear, yeah, he didn't know how to drive. Poor Ryunosuke.
Oh no! Oh, that's terrible. Oh my goodness, that's kind of funny though if you just think about it, because like, yeah, Phoenix was riding on a bicycle because he didn't know how to drive.
His trusty bicycle. Freaking Phoenix loves his bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Old Ryunosuke be like, I don't approve of my kids riding these bicycles.
Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not like I dislike them, actually. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you ever tried walking on stilts and falling into a river, I know you'd agree with me.
When is she gonna do that?
Wait, has Ryunosuke done that then? Walking stilts, fall into a river? Is this like trauma?
It's definitely just like, listen, if you were in this specific situation that I was in, you'd get it. Like,
we'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. We can sit. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. Interesting.
I bet if Kazuma offered, he would have said yes.
Oh yes, baby.
Oh yes, of course. Can I hold on to you under your waist while we
ride the yourself on? That's a rather typical.
Waist, babe.
It's a rather typical. It's a rather typically old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodging ourselves as soon as possible. Yes, you're right, cheap. But ideally with reasonable level floors.
Listen,
why is he so
pay
picky?
What you get. Yeah,
why is
exactly.
He so picky? Oh look, at the windows of that building there. There are no windows.
Well, raked over.
Are you sure they're windows? Yes, but they're all filled with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. Oh dear. Everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. I think we can do the thing.
There's one more thing you had to look at.
There's one more thing?
Yeah, there's one more thing. If you wanted to look at everything now, that is.
Yeah, what did I not? Oh, the street.
Oh, there's that and also something else.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was it. Never mind.
There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is covered in carriage tracks. It seems carriages often travel through Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow. I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. Seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead. Well, but you're rather small, Mr. Ryunosuke. Well, I mean, same name, but not a Hodo. And dressed all in black. I worry Coachman might not see you and you could be flattened by horses. Well, thank you for the rather small concern. Sassy! Okay, there's one.
Like how she said that he was small.
Ah, is it this over here?
Oh no, and then I can't.
Oh, nice.
Oh my lord. The clouds look big, so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy.
Well, it is known as Foggy London Town.
I could just make out some sort of spire through the fog. Looks like it's still being built though.
Ah, yes. That must be the Crystal Tower, being built from the Great Expedition that's to open in 6 months' time. Apparently it's going to be very striking, glazing on all sides and the symbolic centerpiece of the expedition.
It's to be the largest expedition in history, isn't it? I can't even begin to imagine. So that's what it is. Yeah. Was that it, then?
That should be it, as far as I remember. You just... Good happen. Bye-bye, Gregson.
Goodbye, we're going to go to Sholmes' suite.
Sholmes' suite. Mr. Herlock Sholmes, have you ever heard of Benedict Cumberbatch?
Wow, we get
Cutscene!
Cutscene! Yeah, no, who could have been in this freaking cutscene?
There's no room in the carriage for 3.
There isn't.
I do like how he helped her get out of the carriage.
I know, I saw that.
You.
It's your boy!
Yay!
Ah, babies! Without Susato, we wouldn't know anything.
Honestly, just be like, this is just some guy.
If I remember correctly. Yes, I'm sorry.
If you want to get an achievement, you gotta look left. You gotta pan left and examine the violin.
Okay.
Spoilers, there is a violin in this room. Sorry.
Okay, but that's like when it tells me to investigate?
Yeah, when you're able to look.
Okay. So this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow.
How's she looking?
It is as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Susato-san? Oh, she's so happy.
Many famous cases have been solved here in this very room.
Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes. I never read the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be.
The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it! The romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, I suppose I can, yes.
So, if you don't mind...
Alright, Susato.
I'll be standing here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer.
Please, don't mind me. No, please don't. Ha! She's obsessed. Leave her alone! Well, looks like our detective friend isn't home as present.
What did they just walk into this man's house?
Is anybody home? Oh, do we have a visitor? Oh yeah, I was wondering.
Hello, it's a big new case for Mr. Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
Hello? I'm gonna be voicing like 3 people in this room. It's fine. Wait.
You should still be Sholmes too.
No, I can't. Not. That's not fair. No.
Sits back and relaxes.
I'll go and make some tea at once.
I'm sure it's the same girl. Miss Susato, did you see the girl who was just here?
He's busy.
Oh yes. Is it truly extraordinary? to think that King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case.
The King of where I? Oh God.
Okay.
King Willingham got Sir Sigmund von Ormstein, of course.
It's Ormstein. Thank you very much. Haven't you played Dark Souls?
No.
Jesus.
Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forgot the detective of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there. The tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well. It's you!
I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too. There she goes.
Flashback. Oh, there you are.
Oh, yes. If you read flashbacks, you gotta do the uwu speak, no more no less. It's gotta be that way for flashbacks.
What do you mean? I was looking forward to the twilight when my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
I can do it, you can do it.
Oh, good day to you. I'm both the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
That's it, easy
the girl
as.
who turned up the end of Mr. McGildick's trial in the defendant's antechamber.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you having to get straight to work when you only just arrived in London.
Oh, yes, it was challenging.
Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know.
Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
Don't worry about it.
Oh my, what a fragrant, yet mellow flavor. Hooray! It's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see.
Alleviate.
Yes.
I was like, hold up.
You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish try tomorrow. Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
When did she know about this?
She's just so cool.
Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us,
by any chance? Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Who? Okay. Hurley. Mr. Sholmes? To you, Shirley.
Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on errand again today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute. We met this girl from the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all these things, do you think? It just says this out loud.
And perhaps more to the point.
Are you deducing me right now?
Why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite? Oh, silly me. I haven't introduced myself, have I?
No, you haven't. Not at all.
It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley.
Iris, is it? What a lovely name.
What?
What's the matter?
No, wait, this can't be. Did you say your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susato? Son. Why is she so flustered all of a sudden?
Yes, that's right. And what are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotoba. It's wonderful to meet you. Lovely. Susie and Runo. Runo. Got it.
She just gives them nicknames. That's cute.
Yeah.
Aww.
Susie?
And Runo? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start.
Yes, and so do I.
Well, before we do that, I gotta take a look around.
Yes, hold up. I do see this. Oop. Ah! I've seen pictures of Western musical instruments like this. It's called a violin, isn't it?
Of course it is. Mr. Sholmes is renowned for his violin playing.
Is he?
Oh, really? Oh, I see. Oh, absolutely.
It's often explained in the stories. It's inspirational, Mr. Naruhodo. Inspirational. I immediately started playing the koto, which was the closest Japanese stringed instrument I could find.
What a shame you couldn't bring it with you to London.
Oh, yes. Well, Papa was beaming when I asked him if he would buy me one. But after a while, he asked if I could, would only practice when he was out of the house. So, now it's merely an ornament in my home room.
It must have been an awful conversation.
He was just like, hey, could you practice this when I'm working? Because... Also, pan right real quick.
I can go right.
And look at the blackboard.
The chalkboard?
Yes, that's a blackboard.
That's a chalkboard.
Becky, did you know that they call chalkboards blackboards as well?
I mean, yes, because they, yeah. Yes, of course.
That's my blackboard where I note down ideas.
Oh, interesting. Let's see. Black Peter. What does this mean?
It just means Peter's black. I mean, I know what to tell you.
Don't you want to hear what Iris has to say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'll come back to the blackboard later. Oh, okay.
Make sure to look at the blackboard every chance you have. Now you're free to look at everything in the room. I want to tell you about the achievements you can get, so you know.
I can look around, or I just talk to Iris.
Yeah, you can look around. No one's gonna stop you from doing that.
What on earth is this huge, over-the-top machine?
That's the great
Antalizoscope.
Antalizoscope.
Antalizoscope?
Sure.
That seems about right.
It can analyze anything, really. Anything at all. That's absolutely incredible. It's one of Hurley's inventions. I took him a whole year. He said it was to help him with his investigations.
What sort of things has he analyzed with it? Do you know?
Well, actually, he hasn't used it for anything yet.
Oh. Why not?
Apparently, on the evening he finally completed it, it suddenly occurred to him, I actually don't have anything I need to analyze.
Nice.
Oh dear.
How about you, Bruno? Do you have anything you'd like to analyze?
The only thing that springs to mind is the machine itself. Oops. Interesting.
Like how the text shot up because you were holding down that button.
It's like my finger hit it. There's all sorts of things on the shelves. Chemistry...
apparatus,
books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before.
That's something the robot lady says in Portal.
It all heaped up so high. Can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
I keep telling Hurley not to cram so much of those shelves.
Good advice.
He wanted to look something up in one of those books a while ago. But it was so tightly wedged in, he couldn't get it out, so he went and bought a new copy instead.
Oh my god.
You gotta spend money to make money. Guess that's it for his side.
Looks like that huge metal chest is being used as a table for tea and coffee. It seems very sturdy, with an equally sturdy lock.
Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't go around opening things. I always have to keep an eye on you, don't I?
Very mischievous. How did you come to that conclusion?
Oh, that chest contains some of my most valuable things.
That smile tells me you're not going to give us any clues about that. What they are. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we've arrived in this country, in fact. Lingering beside the fire and watching the flames flicker and dance in the grate. Ah, it's so relaxing.
We can't relax. Not when we have so many interesting things on the
mantelpiece.
Oh, it's just as it was described in the stories.
It is?
Yes, exactly. Inside the Persian slipper, for example, are my chocolates for...
What does it say? 11 cents? What is this?
Yep.
Are my chocolates for 11 cents?
I don't know.
She's using words you're
And transfixed by the large jackknife is my shopping list for the market.
She saw it.
Oh, it's not quite how I remember it being described in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Poor Susato-san, she looks crushed.
A mysterious shoe, a curious hammer, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah! What an entrancing collection!
This is the first time in my life that I've seen a lonely old shoe displayed as an ornament.
Oh, those are all mementos that Hurley has collected for his past cases.
Really? Even the bust?
Yes, that's right. When the mood takes him, he likes to throw it on the floor and smash it to dust.
Oh. The poor, defenseless Emperor? Mr. Sholmes destroys it?
Yes, and then he buys a new one.
You make it sound like he has the temperament of an insane sculptor.
Ah, how entrancingly bohemian of him.
Interesting.
Interesting.
What a beautiful English tea set, and so neatly arranged.
It's a favorite pastime of mine. A cup of herbal tea in the afternoon. Tea? Made of herbs? That's right. I grow all sorts of herbs in the garden, so I can experiment with different blends.
One moment. Don't go away. I'll brew a pot of special blend I come up with earlier today.
She looks delighted. I only hope it's safe to drink. Oh, she's got a puppy over there. That's adorable.
Puppy? Oh, yeah.
What on earth is that big black lump over there?
Ah, that's a fascinating thing. It's called a typewriter. It's a machine that allows you to write on paper without needing a pen. And wizardly quickly, too.
Oh, that sounds like it could be very useful for someone like me with terrible handwriting. Oh no!
Well, Ryunosuke.
His handwriting's very bold. That's what I'll say.
It is. Very, very quick. You can tell he writes quickly. That's probably why it's so sloppy.
Very, very quickly.
It seems you've seen everything there is to see here.
It seems to be that way.
Time to talk.
Right.
Ow!
It was you who we ran into. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey?
Yes, that's right. You were right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming.
Although at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Oh, there she goes.
Like this? Ah, thinking back, you left Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Oh, Guinea? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that.
Are you referring to the trial-disrupted gun-like contraption?
Exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
This girl is dangerous.
Yeah. You can say that again.
Anyway, I brought Guinea back here after that, so you could apologize to my trusting technician.
Sorry, your technician?
Hurley, of course, silly.
Hurley?
Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes?
Well, I expect you found out the lodgings of any kind of London are very expensive. So the situation is share the cost with a partner, a roommate.
Your roommate? And they were
And
roommates.
they were roommates.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris. How old are you?
24.
10. At last. This year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Ryunosuke, you can't just ask a girl
no.
where her mother and father
They're not
are.
around.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. It's like, I want to know backstory right now.
Can you tell me about your mother and your father in detail right now? Ah, here's our brand of people.
44, 33, 10!
10.
I expected to be at plot twists where like she was older than what she looked.
Oh
No,
yeah, she's like
she's
34.
She's like 34 or something.
Yeah,
But no,
she's, like,
she's
behind
literally
this
10.
That's interesting. I didn't really think she was that young.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's all cool. I did think she was his daughter at first, though.
A bit. Their eyes.
But yeah,
eye color is a bit blue. Alright, now we gotta question this Wilson thing, which is kind of what I questioned when I literally started this game. I was just like, Wilson, I said, are they related? Or, should be. But I'm curious.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you. Of course. Go ahead, Susie.
I am a very great fan of the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, and...
Oh, you have a copy of
I can't... Why is this such a hard word every time I get it? It's like... stumped on it. Rants, magazine?
It's pronounced magazine. So...
Yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship. Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
She's like, I am a fanfic writer. And...
I love to write fan fictions about
I'm 10 years old and I write.
My stories?
That's right. Hurley is always solving these amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think? Goodness! Last night, he was telling me about all the new cases he got solved on a steamship traveling from a faraway land.
Is that so?
Uh-oh.
So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you are the author?
Yes, I'll let you in a secret if you like. I'm going to call the latest adventure the Speckled Band.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I always change one or two details in the story here and there.
That's me. Be like, he didn't die.
He's well and alive. He just hurt his little neck, but he didn't break it.
He sprained his neck, that's it. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of the trouble.
Oh, that was Mr. Solmes's first thought as well, actually.
Yes,
interesting.
Of course I know that the snake might not be a credible fit for the acts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think, don't you?
So she can change it to where he doesn't die at the end. I see. Yeah.
So, do you mean to say... Are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that you publish in Rance magazine all written by me? Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
You know, she was gonna stop her and be like, "Hey, could you edit the ending of the Speckled Band to make it that he's not dead?"
Dr. John H. Wilson.
Sato-san's getting more and more worked up.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson. But what about the Doctor of Medicine part? That's all true too. I am a Doctor of Medicine.
No, at 10 years old?
Yeah.
At 10 years old.
At 10 years
Well,
old.
That's quite incredible.
But, Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman. Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow.
Nosuke has not said an absolute word.
He hasn't.
He's just been standing there and listening.
He's literally taking this all in.
He's just thinking like, I wonder if I could convince her to change the ending.
Right.
I think you could change it so we're like, the young man doesn't die, and maybe he gets to kiss his like best friend who was accused of his like murder. Maybe they could hold hands a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He like slips her some money as he's.
I suppose it does. Yes.
Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart. Well, she does not relate it to him. At all.
Not?
Wow. Okay, well that answered my question. Interesting.
Easy as. You're like asking me too.
I was like, are they related? No, not at all. Oh. About before.
Yes. What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and you just arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and then we had a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, tell me how you did. Explain every detail. Of course, I'll be delighted. Although, there's really no history. Now, let's begin. Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logical and Reasoning Spectacular. First of all, I knew all of you were a lawyer, Runo. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the Defendant's antechamber.
But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
You look so scared. Are you good?
I observed a passport and ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Oh!
My titty pocket?
So I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against the particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
The Reaper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I? Oh, she has a red stamp? Interesting.
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand. You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with the suspect, weren't you, earlier today? They use those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Mangus McGilbert, two of you have already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you are wearing a particularly sad expression on your face. So I concluded that the prisoner was likely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see.
Just as I said, naruhodo de.
But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Well, having barely seen home a few hours earlier, Hurley solved yet another case. It's obvious it amused him. He told me that he caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling.
Japanese man? Well, clearly it must have been.
That was Kazuma.
Mr. Satsume.
Now, Bruno...
Why is he holding it so tightly?
Listen, he's holding the red. He's holding the red!
Well, Bruno has this fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
What?
Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
Iris, you're so smart.
Iris is so smart. She's 10 years old and she's just like, she's so cute.
He's a prodigy.
So
10
cute.
out of 10.
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says men's trials will be tomorrow. Harris is always stabbing those notes with a knife, you see. He is silly. And that's all there is to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was my great deductions.
They're just like, oh.
Well,
I like that we got to see like her POV and like actually see them.
yeah, it was nice.
I like that.
I was seeing that.
Well, was it a winner? Were your deductions correct?
Or mine. They were spot on.
That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction.
You even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholmes' delivery.
Oh, well.
Except she wasn't being stupid.
Oh, well, I was copying Hurley's style for that.
This is really very great news.
You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese men. You will, won't you, Iris? Please.
Well... so yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying.
Yes. Hurley said just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Great detective is a popular man, it seems.
Apparently a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene. A short, shifty-looking, stooped man.
Did he have a mustache, perhaps?
Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt, Soseki-san said that he didn't see anyone else on that street at all, but it seems there were witnesses after all.
Presley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was...
How? Literally how?
He doxed him.
It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear.
Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time.
Of course it did. He's a great detective.
Still, means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly.
Again.
At least it's not in like 5 minutes like with the Megilda trial.
You're right. After getting off it's like after getting off the boat. 5 minutes trial time.
Shaky legs. Hey, can you go defend this Irish guy in like maybe 5 minutes?
Right.
By the way, sorry about your dead friend.
No. Harley said,
You didn't have to say that.
London is rife with crime.
Oh.
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they still can't stay on top of it, apparently. Oh dear, I haven't realized the situation was so dire. That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court.
That's why it's like so quick.
Staff and money were both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person.
And that's terrible. That's why it was like an 8-hour freaking trial. Jesus. Last time.
That it did take 8 hours.
I suppose
8 in-game hours.
Harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is, but in that case, I don't hold much hope for Soseki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
I'm sure there's gonna be one day.
She's adorable!
Oh, yeah, cute.
Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun. Do you happen
I'm
to
sure
know
there's
where
gonna
Mr.
be one day where I'm like voicing everybody in one room.
I
But, you know, at this point, it's just been you. I can just sit back and relax. I forgot Sholmes wasn't even here when you first got here, so
I know. I was like back and
Blinks
forth.
a lot.
Voice, British voice.
British voice. Oh, you got a license for that knife, mate.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about the case as well.
Ah, well, I expected Harley is still investigating the scene.
The case involving Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Nut. Oh, many?
May? Nuts? Oh, May?
Nuts so May?
Nuts so May?
You nutting over here?
Harley said he was going to do the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there. Iris, do you know where those lodgings are? Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
I do know him.
Yes.
He said eggs is eggs.
Eggs is eggs.
Eggs is eggs.
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Ah, goody. In that case, give Gregsy this for me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. Where's this postcard?
It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whoever he wants to know. I trust he won't be a problem."
Well, Susato, why are you reading that? Did she tell you to read it?
Right.
Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it?
Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript. I mean, my fanfic. I mean, the Speckled Band. And I'll be making some special blends of teas, so come back soon. We'll be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime.
Yay!
Before you leave,
So-
what actually you do?
Huh?
Oh wait, who's speaking? Or you're not saying? Never mind.
Yeah, so whatever dubious that we would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all, we headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand.
Man, I thought they would let you manually go. I wanted to see if you could see something.
Whoa,
To be
that's it.
continued.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting.
I thought it said to be continued and then you'd be in the case. That was the shortest investigation ever.
That was
Oh.
Okay.
Bing, boom.
Bing bong bong bing.
19th February, 12:38 p.m.
Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Investigator Gregson as quickly as possible.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from those chips to look at the silver tip Iris gave us for him.
There he is.
Hello,
I thought he was gonna say
sir.
something. Just
He did not. Wait, am I just supposed...
present.
Right, I have to present. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Not too busy to talk to a Japanese garabout, that's for sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
Oh, here we go. Stopped
me?
right in his tracks.
Honestly, from her ladyship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. You know, he'd be taking bribery.
Oh, snap! Ugh! Almost dropped my controller.
Hello?
Her ladyship?
Get that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me. Like I said, everybody
give it to
is
you,
shouting. Kazuo wouldn't have been shouting. He would have been saying a few words.
What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean...
That's right, for the Adventures of Erlock shows. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring every time.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, investigator. I read them avidly.
Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
I'm so sorry in these trying times. Never you
Thanks,
mind that.
Zen.
Would you like an egg in these trying times?
Dun dun. Bum bum.
So, what you want to know then, eh?
Sorry.
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem, so go on, fire away. What you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding mustached Japanese fella?
Yeah.
It is in the right old hovel, just right over there. Look. Eh? Over there?
There? Oh, that... we literally, like...
They're like, I bet no one lives in here.
That house is atrocious. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's literally this man.
On the first floor of the house in the corner where that wreck of a bicycle's propped up. I bet that hits bike too. Thank you, press X.
That is nearby indeed. We literally, like, bragged on this man's house. Well, no, berated this man's house.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is Mr. John Garridable? I guess I can be John, considering you've been everybody. You know we're gonna talk to him, obviously. We'll be like, oh, we gotta go in there. Becky, am I in an earthquake or something? Right, well... if you see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship her regards, you hear? I mean it, you tell her that Gregson says his very best wishes.
This man's like, I respect women. Apparently.
Only women.
Yeah.
None of those slim waist
Don't worry,
warriors.
Inspector. We will.
Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship. Alright.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, at least he told us what he wanted to know before he left.
Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely.
It's not like I,
You can't do that, you gotta move.
Right.
Let's just look at the building for a second.
I told me I could look at it again anyways, but yeah.
It did. That's funny. I think you didn't look at the door, perhaps? I don't know.
I guess directly worship. No, I did because I remember this dialogue. Yeah, that's his house. Just across the road the incident took place. Yeah, he literally walked home. How you gonna blame this man? He was, oh my god.
I think I was going home. Oh, Mr. Natsume.
Alright.
Nutty man.
Nuts.
Mr. Nut.
Alright, what's going on here? Oh, it's not as bad as I thought, honestly. He's got like freaking bombshells over here. Oh, hello? Wait, the pink dress over there? Sir, what are you doing in here? I just see something on the ground. Oh! Do you want to be the maid?
Sure. May I help you?
Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John, It
says Garideb?
Garideb?
I don't know.
Garideb?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here.
Oh.
Ooh. A little reaction there, huh?
Her cheeks.
We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
Oh.
What's your reaction to? One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garideb.
Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid.
Oh, okay.
I know. As I understand it, everyone of understanding in English society
employs a number of household staff.
But this was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this date keeps getting better.
It certainly feels like we're really arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garideb will see you now. This way.
Oh.
Dude looks like the frickin' McDonald's late tonight Mac guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You don't know about the McDonald's Moon Man?
Looking like a crescent.
He's crescent. Good day to you. John Garideb at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Well, I can introduce myself?
That's what I was gonna say.
Excuse me, not getting up. You want to look at my band?
Can I present this? No? Okay. Actually, hold on. Oh. Well, that doesn't tell me anything, actually.
Yep, that's it.
That was nothing.
Took a shot to the near fields back in the Battle of Maywind, don't you know? I didn't know, thank you. Under medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service, handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
So he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job getting up and going downstairs, now I can tell you. Don't get out much as you can imagine.
Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was, panting at the top of the stairs. This man out of shape.
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo.
Listen, Ryunosuke's gonna get muscle. We can't have that.
Do you think so? Well, Mr. Deb?
Why do I have to keep modding?
What's happening?
I actually have to do a job?
What's up? What's happening?
Modding is a full-time job. Nothing, it's just like bots.
Ah, bots, boy.
I gotta freaking mod like some kind of Redditor.
Scardib, we doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, there's nothing, and that was just as far as folder roll. Would like to find the general though, so I can gradually display it on the wall.
Dun, dun.
Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, that's the—
Oh my god!
That's it all, woman, be careful! Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir. Girl, what's the violence? Jolly nearly took the skin off my hands. I shall be more careful, sir. Good. There you have it. Living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see.
I see. Now then, I hear you want to know all about the chat lodging downstairs. Is that right?
Yes. We'd be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only two, please, naturally, especially if it helps you keep the peace here in Blighty. Blighty?
Sir, you can't do that! Oh.
Don't worry about it. We forged an alliance with the Emperor of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. No, I didn't know. Thanks for telling me.
Nado.
So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh. Is it?
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know? In this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
This man's like, I hate detectives.
I don't care for that kind of clout.
Oh, but you have a copy of France's magazine here, so...
Oh, the receipt. No. Anyway, chat's investigating the floor of this room as we speak.
So, he's in Soseki-san's room.
It's a ball of nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now. I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling. About Mr. Natsume.
About Mr. Natsume, then Mr. Garadeb. Please, do tell us.
Oh, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging there for a week. And what a week it was.
Just 1 week? So he moved in very recently then?
I have two lodges most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became a little week ago, you see the— That's it all, Joel! Do be careful! Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir!
It's like any time he gets close to saying something, she's like, tea.
She kind of stops him, huh? If you want to know my opinion...
No.
Girl, I didn't ask you. I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I laid my eyes on him.
Oh? Why?
He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder. That man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's gonna do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
Won't be calling this maid as a witness for it. That's for sure. No, why?
Was there something else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
Reaction for it.
Yes! Oh, yes, indeed there was!
And she's dying to tell us.
Just say it, girl, just say it.
Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes! The man was shadier than an orchid! Whatever that means.
Could you elaborate?
Take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is. More than anyone else could read. And never read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He doesn't talk to people. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too. Did you just call him a funny little man?
Oh, I see.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. Well, you know, girl, it just be like that, you know?
Could you clarify something, I wonder?
What, pray?
How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine?
Oh!
I'd understand that neither of the lodgers lived on this floor of the house. Is that correct?
That's right, yes, they're both below us, on the first floor of the street level. Oh, he's sweating.
Sus.
Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise times they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed.
Wait a minute, that's not his fault. Good grief, John, do be more careful, woman! Oh my goodness, sir, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Something doesn't add up here. Yeah, it's kind of sus.
Sauce.
It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out the window at around that time?
The window?
Yes, the window.
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering in nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrett household. Okay, that's not what they asked, though.
That was absolutely not what I asked.
So, I'm afraid I don't remember anything. How about you, Joan? No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
I mean, anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well...
Yes? Was there something then?
Well, it's nothing particularly significant, but around that sort of time there... By the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing! Girl, let the man speak! Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir. Do be more careful, woman! Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Haha! Narrow Hollow? Oh, yes?
Correct her. I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh, really?
I'm just gonna...
Mr. Gardeb? The way you were talking about it sounded rather like there might have been.
Yo, get that tea away from her! Oh, well, as I was saying, don't dash it all! What's the matter with you, woman? Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Yes, quite. Sussy Baka or Bussy Sucker?
Oh my god.
Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal, Joel? That's right, Mr. Garrydeb.
What is the matter with these two?
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident, but what?
Straight up, like something happened.
I wish
here.
I knew.
Well, bye. Oh, never mind. I lied.
One more. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Oh, it's certainly just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there even as we speak.
Yes, told me not his name and asked him to look into the murder, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume was engaging Mr. Sholmes' services?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we also took a look around in Mr. Natsume's room, I mean?
Don't see why not. He's just down there one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Alright.
Alrighty. Now it is by. And I just look at this thing over here, whatever that is in the ground.
I'm so interested in what's there.
I don't know what that is. It's a carpet, it's a rug.
Oh shoot, what's going on all the way over here? Looks like this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh.
Oh my, a genuine London
Dresser, isn't it delightful? What? Dresser? Although the shelves seem to be broken and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces. Yeah. It really is. The word cracked wouldn't be that Chinaware. Do that Chinaware justice.
Ah, I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it. No.
Sure.
Yeah, perhaps something like that. But let's not delve too deeply here.
Anyways.
Anyways, like... Oh, the lucky cat! Oh, the kitty! Oh,
She a lucky cat, I remember.
yeah.
And the kitty.
Well, just look at this place. And smell. It's so musty in here.
I mean, all the books.
I suppose it's the mountains of old books that were responsible for that.
And no windows.
The way
You're looking at it.
Susato's just looking over.
Oh, jeez. Maybe we shouldn't be here.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in my life.
No, me neither.
It's so dark in here, too.
I mean, that's where the window would be.
No windows.
Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think so. Once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and, mortar.
Moira.
So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you?
No, that's true, but according to Mr. Gary Deb told. The great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Yeah.
Maybe he left, like... Maybe he's done investigating. He's literally not here.
Huh.
Look at that cat.
He's a cute kitty. Oh.
Meow! It's a calico.
Oh, bye.
Yeah.
Oh my, what an adorable little kitty!
Or cat.
Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into the pile of books so quickly as a flash. Actually, it is a she because calico cats are girls.
Actually, Ryunosuke. You're right, though. It should be a female.
Yeah, that is true. It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Do they even
Mike.
have that sort of... Mike. Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature from his, with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now.
Already? I've only been in this country for 2 days. It's only been 2 days!
But technically, they're on a boat for like 2 months.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Huh. Okay,
Oh, look, it's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring the Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo.
Listen, it's different, Susato. It's different. He brought me here, okay?
He brought me. He put me in that suitcase. I'm at the trunk. I didn't do that. He pushed me in there. I swear.
I didn't agree to it. You're not
Are
mad
you
at the...
getting the enormous Daruma?
Oh, well,
Oh, there, that's where it comes from.
my boyfriend, and his giant Daruma doll.
Yeah. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? That's where I was like, why is, like, not, Ryunosuke drawn with, like, a Daruma doll? And here it is. He had it in his luggage. Well, it could be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Is that really lucky? Are those lucky? I thought the last time I read about it, I don't know. Maybe it is.
I think it depends, right?
Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume would the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's good luck charm?
It is. Perseverance and good luck.
Oh, okay. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
You mustn't say such things.
I like how she can read his mind.
Yeah.
I didn't say a word.
Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Oh, it's the giveaway. I see.
Yeah.
My eyes such a giveaway. Okay.
The dust seems to be wedged into a
crevice between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded with all sides by these towering tall tombs, surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have done.
Mustn't he? Oh, what's this?
It's a receipt from the second-hand bookshop.
Yore book.
Your books.
Sorry. Your books.
Would have been Yorether in Japan, though. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is book, and the date of the purchase 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m.
I like how you read it. Thank you. That's the day of the incident. Yeah, he went to get the book. He was coming back home, and well, that's just a short while before he was embroiled into the terrible attack.
He must have been on his way back from buying some old books.
Yeah,
Nice.
There's the receipt. Put into the logs.
Give me those receipts.
Get me the receipts.
Give me those receipts.
Can you even call this a window?
I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although, all that remains is a frame around some bricks now.
So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on in a fit of whimsy.
Ugh, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive.
It does. I imagine being cooped up in the room like this would be extremely trying.
Well, that's what happens in your port.
Poor and nowhere to go, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the books stacked up here. They're almost reaching the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty.
With the volume of books to hand, we'll never be short of reading material, would we? Or would you?
No. What a dreamy idea.
Bad dream, maybe. For me, at least.
Oh, can you not read Ryunosuke?
Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile will ever be read again.
So reading it is an experience that comes once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. Randomly, she's like, ah, yes, tea. What?
Ah, yes. How melancholy. Melancholy.
There we go. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them in English. It looks like the waste paper basket is so full, they're just falling out.
I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you?
Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess. So see.
Well, just speaking back to her.
I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. Alright.
There he is.
Hello! Hi! He's just here.
Listen, he's hard at work. Look at him.
Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Zooms in. Aha! There he is. Where did he appear from?
Seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes?
Ah, you two. Good day. Even though you're supposed to read him.
Oh, go ahead, by all means.
No. Come here.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No.
Ah, how cruel. So cruel. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes! We were together on the SS Buria.
Yes, of course, the Buria. And, let me see. What happened on that voyage?
Oh my god.
Oh, Ryunosuke!
Ryunosuke, why?
Jesus.
Oh my
First
god.
and last name.
Oh my goodness.
He died
It was
tragically.
Kazuma Asogi. He died tragically, but you were a great help to us.
Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Well, you seem to remember something of it, at least.
In a mouth.
What an honor to be remembering vaguely by the great
Girl, come on.
Herlock Sholmes!
This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue.
Uh-huh.
I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain, I think?
Okay.
Miss Naruhodo.
Miss? Wait!
Yo, did I just get misgendered by the Herlock Sholmes?
Well, wait.
And Mr. Susato.
Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
Hey, lose the first round. Yeah? Susato's just like, is he okay?
This theme just started again.
In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street sweetie. This always happens when I'm reading a lot.
I don't mean to. I literally, like, my controller sits, like, down in my lap, I'm holding it, and it always hits the trigger.
Wait, hold on that thought, Sholmes. Do you want to see my badge? My day we arrived in London? The day we arrived in But some Scotland Yard had ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short an amount of time.
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. In one ear out the other, huh?
A little?
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls that can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. I can not relate to that. Yes, those are my words of inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure titled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully.
He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes.
I saw Sholmes naked today, by the way.
Huh?
I saw him naked today, by the way. Just
I see.
Yeah. Little fun fact.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
We have an extremely important question to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. What? Hello? What are you talking about? Do you want to see my armband?
We know this is the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Suseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume, I guess I believe it was something rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
But
look at his eyes. You know there's nothing in there.
I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye after, while fawning ignorance.
I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance.
Feigning, my bad.
It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh, how?
I assure you I have no recollection of excusing your stooped compatriot of the crime. Why'd they be calling my boy stooped, huh?
Stoop kid's afraid to leave his stoop.
Bum 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 bum. But that doesn't make sense.
The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request to me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Ah, a man seen fleeing.
There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. On the book plates, okay, hold on, book plates. I got his plate, sir. I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere for the establishment in question. But we got it.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I find myself quite lost in, bibliophilia.
That word.
I said it. Do not be deceived into believing I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
This landlord crazy.
Tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Deb, a retired military man.
You say it differently every time.
Yeah, I can't figure out.
It was the first time I ever met a soldier from the Great Britain institution. That is... the services.
And it was the first time I ever met a maid from the Great British Institution. That is service.
Alright, Renos.
Okay.
You don't have to say everything.
I didn't think it was that funny.
I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in the Great Britain primer.
And so conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein.
Betoken their social standing? Sorry?
Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those do not are beneath that. In the in the upper echelons of society, of course, households employed through staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. If you tell me you're poor, you don't have a maid.
I had no idea.
It is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs.
Oh.
Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garrigan.
Oh.
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Oh yeah? You think? You should use that? Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I'm yet unable to ascertain.
I just keep the song be slapping, but also it's like
Thinking of that video?
it's funny to me. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say.
He just says he doesn't know if it's related to the case, Yunosuke, please.
Nah, I gotta make it extra complicated.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's hard to read. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. And get out, I mean. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Oh, you're telling me.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one.
Oh, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
Window? No
Well,
window.
I mean, I can clearly see that there's a window of sorts.
But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
You kind of started reading before I finished. Kind of cut me off mid-word and made me think that I was reading the wrong dialogue. I was like, wait a minute, was I supposed to say that?
Whoops!
I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. It's simple, alright. Window tax.
Window tax? What is that?
Girl, it's a
Surely.
window tax. You be
Not
taxing
tax
for the
on
windows.
windows.
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number on of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps rapidly closed windows up. Do you have a license for that window? While the rich open windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Well,
Indeed, disease was rife as a result. Oh yeah? What a shocker. So, some 40 years ago or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. Quid.
I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very gracious, perhaps.
It would appear so. I've done a little digging. And discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Oh my god, I hit the button.
Nice.
There I went. Apparently Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Because I was like, read the text beforehand, and it's like, oh yeah, I read it out. No, I didn't.
Alright, you just thought it just like he does. God. Yes, that's correct. However,
Sometimes I do that, and that's why I was like,
raw waiting. Hopefully the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
I didn't read that one because it was
Oh?
like, yeah.
Oh? Still, that is a little hold on. Relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. Top 10 hardest words
Are
to
you
say.
sure? I'm curious now.
You didn't get a chance to show him your freaking armband. Again, I gotta think you no, you didn't. You never showed it to him. Oh my
Dang it.
Well, I
I'm
believe I
sorry.
told you all I can now.
In the courtroom. We'll get in trouble, but I'll do it.
Who are you gonna show it to? Is this
Thank
gonna be
you,
like, I don't wanna
Mr.
look at this.
Sholmes.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law?
Well, you remember that, did you?
Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder?
My
does that mean?
services.
Susato, could you leave the room for a second?
Mr. Sato-san, I've got some business to take care of.
You gotta spend money to make money, if you know what I mean. Did the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. On what grounds?
Hmm.
I have a
Well,
headache.
I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence?
He's like, I'm the wrong person to be asking these questions. Yes. Trust.
Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? Oh, well.
My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
I haven't had a
He
clue.
did say, I came here to investigate, but said he sat on his ass to read books.
I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Nah.
No, yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see.
I made sure I didn't skip over a text that I thought I read or whatever, you know?
Instead, you just immediately press square. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. I think that's how you say it.
Maybe.
The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of the room, and... there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something.
I mean, we all been knew that, actually.
Well, no, you even told us like 2 minutes ago, so...
Mr. Mr. Garadeb? I don't know, I keep changing his name.
I think it's Garadeb.
Mr. Garadeb is? Mr. Sholmes said as much as before, actually, didn't he?
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, at present, that really is all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet your investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
No, you're right. Perhaps it's time to probe a little deeper into Mr. Garadeb's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be relevant or not.
No.
But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. I should say Naruhodo.
Naru. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room.
Can we look at him?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep, there is.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes.
Yeah, so true. So true, Queen. To
Slay.
be or not to be. So true, bestie.
That is indeed the question.
Mr. Naruhodo. Why is this man reading Hamlet? Let's get out of here, man.
To be or not to be brushed off? This is the question. The answer is all too clear.
It's so
Let's
mad.
leave Mr. Sholmes in peace, shall we?
I mean, yeah, that's funny. He's like, I said all I have to, and then, like, he just, like, completely ignores us. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here. Actually. Yeah, but there's definitely a lot.